All right. Hello. Welcome to Innovation Coffee brought to you by ARM, where the coffee is hot and the innovation is hotter. Bringing back the slogan. My name is Robert Wolf. I'll be your host this week and every week as we take a deeper look at the ARM developer ecosystem and explore the many things going on in and around this exciting space. Now, for each of these live streams, I'm going to start off with some developer updates, followed by in-depth conversation with ARM experts, our partners, the ARM ecosystem, folks in our community. We'll talk about resources and bring new and exciting ARM developments to light each one of these episodes. Now, during these events, of course, we will do a audience Q&A at the end of each episode, but if you have questions throughout the live stream, please feel free to post those in the YouTube chat. We will be monitoring that, and we'll be happy to answer those when the time is right. Now, as a reminder, if you are enjoying this live stream, this video, and any of our other live streams, make sure you smash that like button. It helps us out a lot. You can comment, leave feedback. Let us know if you know any guests you'd like to see us interview, and or, of course, yourself. Feel free to put a comment in the chat there, and we will get to that. Of course, I also want to say that don't forget to subscribe to the ARM Software Developers YouTube channel, because we will be doing videos like this, more live streams, and all sorts of other cool stuff throughout the year. What did you all think of the new what was it? The new intro graphics. I thought that was pretty cool. I want to give a huge thanks to the ARM creative team who built those for us. You know, we had some really cool ones before, but I think these ones are top notch. Touching on the new ARM bot branding, which is really cool for the ARM developer program, which we are going to talk about shortly. Now, let's start off. Okay. We have a lot to cover because this is the relaunch of the ARM Innovation Coffee. And as you may remember, we went for I think a year and a half, maybe 2 years straight, going every single week, doing all sorts of cool interviews, lots of tech reviews, had bunch of guests. Originally, the ARM Innovation Coffee was launched with Alessandro Grande, my co-host, who I miss dearly. But we have lots of really cool and exciting stuff planned for you, new segments, new hosts who are going to be co-hosts who will be joining me throughout the year, throughout the tenure of this program. But I did want to touch a little bit on, why we took a bit of a break and, why we're back and what we'll be doing as we come back. So, this last, I want to say, I think we were gone for 6 months, maybe 9 months or so. There's been a lot of stuff going on. And one of the most important things I have to say is that we now have a really, really robust ARM developer effort going on. So ARM has taken a huge initiative in trying to, or pushing for a very big developer presence, right? Software developers are super valuable to the ARM ecosystem. And I know that, you may say, oh, hey, well, ARM, IP company, develops silicon, does all sorts of cool stuff with chips and hardware designers. But you see, the thing is that, at the core, what good is hardware without software and the people that are building on that hardware? And so this is where software developers come into play. And this is why, software developers are so important to us at ARM. And this is where our focus is now. And with that being said, over the course of these last several months, since we kind of took this hiatus, we've launched cool new ARM developer teams within ARM. And so our focus is strictly on the developers and, ARM developer, oh, wrong side. We want to make sure that we're listening to, participating with, collaborating with, engaging with, interacting, all sorts of fun stuff with our developer community. And on that note, I've been granted or blessed with the ability to create a new developer evangelist team. So me at ARM, I am a senior developer evangelist, and I've been somewhat of a lone wolf, right? And no pun intended to my last name, but I have been somewhat of a lone wolf, focused primarily in the early days at ARM on infrastructure, server, cloud-based evangelism. But now with this new team, we get to kind of spread our wings and fly. We get to talk about all sorts of other new cool stuff and focus on the greater developer ecosystem, not just infrastructure, me particularly, but this new developer evangelist team is going to focus on everything that is ARM software developer. So I'm going to introduce you to my first of, I hope, many developer evangelists who will be joining my team. You'll get to know him as well as our other evangelists who end up joining through our Discord server, through Twitter, through, who knows, maybe Mastodon, Reddit, all sorts of areas where we will be interacting with our developers on, and of course, finding new and cool ways or interesting ways to collaborate. So that's one thing. And then, of course, our developer evangelists will have segments on this show. We will bring back, so let's talk about, what this show is going to become. We will bring back, of course, expert interviews, industry experts and interviews with them. We'll be doing demos, code walkthroughs, showcases. We'll be doing webinars and a lot of other cool stuff, right? So, you can expect to be thoroughly educated and entertained throughout these episodes. So I think without further ado, I'm done sitting here alone. I'm going to bring Gabriel Peterson into the call. Our first of the developer evangelist team. Gabe, welcome to Innovation Coffee. Do you have your coffee?
I drank it already.
Yeah, I actually drank mine too. This is the cold leftover. I'm going to take a sip just, for the heck of it.
Well, yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting. Let's do it. Let's do an introduction, right? Because people know me. I'm still going to do an introduction after you, but let's do a little introduction for you. Tell us your origin story and how you came to becoming a part of ARM.
Cool. Yeah, and just a heads up, I'm brand new to live streaming, so everyone bear with me as I stumble through this for the first couple times until I get good.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm nervous myself, like not having done this in a long time. So you're good.
All right. Yeah. So my name's Gabriel Peterson. For the last 15 years, I've worked for a shipbuilding company. The vast majority of that time I spent in the engineering department wearing a variety of hats. My background is primarily in coding and design. So both of those things have seemed to been useful so far with ARM and the projects that I've been scoping out into getting into. Yeah, I've worked on some ARM projects before. I've worked with Robert on an extreme edge, self-sustainable ARM-based mobile workstation and hotspot. I helped with the design of that.
And you know what, Gabe, for that, I just want to make a quick call out because we were not the only two people who worked on that. You did all the, I think the designs, right? Like all the 3D printing designs. You made sure that the kit was completely outfitted and just looking rad. I did a lot of the solar panel hardwiring and then making sure that we were capable of plugging in the devices itself. But then David Tischler, ex-ARM innovator David Tischler, you all know him from Mini Nodes and Edge Impulse. He was the one who pretty much put in the LTE hotspot. But yeah, sorry, keep going. That was a fun project.
Yeah. And then during the ARM 2020 Dev Summit, I created, if anyone was there, I created the Rocket game in the virtual arcade. It was just an ARM themed, fun little web-based Rocket game. And then working with David Tischler, Robert hooked me up with him. I did the design process for a 4U rack-mounted chassis for holding single board computers. It was just a really fun project, and and so that was the most recent thing. And in fact, we're still going through the process, but the whole project should be able to be downloaded off GitHub and hopefully not so distant future.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry, I had my mute. I'm looking at all the comments in the chat, which are really cool. Arjit, welcome back. Hybrid Robotics, welcome back. So glad to have you here. So, Gabe, I think I want to talk about all the exciting things. Now, let me kind of, I guess, give you the synopsis for this episode, right? This episode is not going to be like our episodes moving forward. This is just the relaunch. Hey, we're all excited. We're back. Get to know Gabe. Hopefully we can introduce you to our other new developer evangelists in the near future. But this episode is kind of just talking about what's been happening, right? There's been a lot of interesting things that have happened, to the ARM developer space in the last few months. excluding Dev Summit. Of course, Dev Summit, our amazing annual event, did happen. We'll share a link to that because I believe you can still go register and access all the content on demand. So we'll do an ARM Dev Summit check-in. We'll do share the link there. You guys can go check that out. But then, of course, we want to talk about all of the other cool parts of the ARM developer ecosystem that we have launched. And this includes the developer program. If you haven't heard of it yet, I'm going to share the link. You got to go sign up. If you're a developer, go sign up to the ARM developer program. The ARM Discord server. The server went from like nothing to like several thousand members overnight. And there are developers in there talking, participating, collaborating. And of course, you have access to just a bunch of ARM experts. So compared to when we did this launch last year, we didn't really, I want to say, put enough people from ARM in the server. So we were getting questions asked and then we weren't able to answer them. We weren't able to resource it properly. But this time we have a whole bunch of people in there ready and willing to hang out and answer your questions. So no question goes unanswered in there now. And in fact, I'm really happy to say that in the Discord server now, we're actually starting to see a bunch of people, community help each other out. And that's what I love to see. I love seeing, someone from the community asking a question and then someone else from the community answering it. That's really cool. Last but not least, of course, we have a new ARM developer or ARM software developer subreddit. And this is actually led by Gabe over here. So he's the one who launched it and is helping us manage that. I'll let him touch on that in a minute. And then I just want to kind of give a quick shout out to, of course, the ARM need to breathe. ARM software developer Twitter channel and the ARM developer ecosystem GitHub, where you can go access all sorts of projects that we've been creating. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick and kind of dive into some of these, and then Gabe, I'll let you take over when we do the what is it called? When we do the Reddit. So window, and then we're going to go into the ARM developer program. So how do you go to the ARM developer program and sign up? I'm going to share the link right in here in the comments. So if you want to go check out the ARM developer program, you just go to arm.com/developer program, one word, or you can type in the link that I just put in there, the arm.com/developer program. It's a shortened URL that will forward you to the actual site. But let's take a look at this. I'm going to make the screen a little bigger here. I think it should make it bigger there too. All right, look at that. Fits perfectly. So ARM developer program. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, so in the past also, I had a producer that was sitting behind the scenes and managed all of the banners and the pop-ups and things like that. Right now, we don't really have anyone for that, so I'm doing it myself. But over time, maybe Gabe will take that on, or one of the evangelists, or we'll find someone to be the wizard behind the scenes. We used to have Rachel Benford, who did that for us. Unfortunately, we won't be using her anymore. She's still around, but we just won't be using her anymore. All right, so let's take a look at this developer program. A community to build your future on ARM. So at the very get-go, right, of course, you can just go up top and click join, right? And, you're going to get asked for certain information. Of course, this information is because, depending on what tier you're looking for or what tier you're looking at joining us on, you can just become a regular member or you can become an ARM ambassador. I'll touch on what these two mean, what these two types of memberships mean in a minute. But of course, we want to include you in stuff. So if you're joining as a member or you're joining as an ARM ambassador or requesting to become an ARM ambassador, we have mailing lists. We have all sorts of cool opportunities that can be offered to you, events that we want to showcase, things like this live stream, our AI Tech Talks, webinars that happen all the time. So there's all sorts of stuff we want to keep you informed on. Now, I am told that this won't be like a email blast that hits you 10 times a week, right? Like this is something that will most likely be notifying you every other week, right? So it's not something that you're going to be completely bombarded on. So don't be afraid to provide your email and tell us what's going on with yourself, because we would really like to ask for your work email here, because we want to make sure that we keep you informed. And if as a ARM developer program member and or ARM ambassador, you should want to be informed. So we have all sorts of cool stuff going out there. Now, I love the new bot theme that's going on here. I want to kind of highlight the perks of being a part of this program. Now, I encourage everyone who's watching this to go check it out, right? Go over to the ARM developer program website, read through all this stuff. I'm not going to sit here and read it all for you or to you, but these are kind of some keywords here, right? Like, what can you do in the ARM developer program, or what are some of the key things here, right? Connect with like-minded individuals around the world. This includes not only your fellow developer community members, but also people at ARM, right? And like I mentioned in Discord right now, we have experts at ARM, people with just a plethora of knowledge, just ready to share it, unlock it to you. And so, if you have questions, remember to just post it there, connect with these folks, grow your network, and collaborate with other people around the world who are building things like you and or can help you build the things you're looking to build. Access. So for a certain for our ARM ambassadors and for our members of this developer program, you get kind of an extra level of access. There are some things that can be known to you before other people, and this is pretty cool because if you're developing at the bleeding edge, which ARM is sitting at the bleeding edge, then you'll get access to some things that might be useful to you as a developer. Not only that, being a part of our Discord community, being a part of the ARM developer program, you'll also have invites and access to a variety of different sessions where you'll get opportunities to learn from these ARM experts in webinar format, office hour format, where we can actually give you personal time, sit there with you for hours on end, just answering questions, talking to you about the cool developments that are happening around ARM and with our partners and in this whole space that just continues to evolve with all sorts of new stuff. So this access is very important. And then participate, right? Like, as I mentioned, while you're in these calls, we're not just sitting there talking at you. We want to participate. We want to communicate with you. We want to hear from you, listen, and we also want to take in your feedback to make sure that we're providing you the best possible platform for developers to engage on and engage with us on. Now, let's zoom in a little on this, make the screen bigger so y'all can see it. Here are the two differences, right? Now, like I mentioned, when you sign up, you get to choose member or ambassador, ARM ambassador. Now, anyone can apply to become a member, and everyone is accepted as an ARM developer program member by simply going in there, joining, and then following the prompt to our Discord server. You can, of course, also join our Discord server by going directly there, though we do encourage you to join through the developer program link. You get access to all sorts of cool stuff, right? So you can join our Discord server, you can join our office hours, you can join the different events that are happening throughout the week or throughout the year virtually on our Discord server. Of course, sometimes these events will forward you out to places like this. We have an event on the Discord server right now that is live that forwards people over to this live stream. And so this is a great way for you to get access to these insights and be able to do this. Now, kind of going down the list here, you can see that you get limited access to various things, but you do get full access to exclusive insights and community access. Whereas if you apply for the ARM ambassador role, now I have to add a little caveat here. Just because you apply to the ARM ambassador role doesn't mean we will automatically, or that you just automatically become an ARM ambassador, right? ARM ambassadors are developers who are building on ARM for the most part. Now, we do have a questionnaire process, or when you submit that, there is kind of things for you to share what you've been doing on ARM. The reason that it is somewhat limited, though we do plan on growing. We want to have thousands of ARM ambassadors out there. I think that the first round is going to be in the hundreds. So, apply. We hope that everyone gets in, but in the effort to provide a more, I want to say, unique or privileged, not privileged. What would be the word, Gabe? How would we say, like, extra access, extra attention? So in order for us to be able to give you kind of this extra attention as an ARM ambassador, we can't just have thousands of people in there right off the bat, right? So we do need to kind of like grow this slowly, but that still doesn't mean that you won't get in. Apply. We hope to see what you've been doing on ARM, and we want to welcome you into the ARM Ambassador program. Now, that being said, as an ARM Ambassador, you get access to everything. Not highlighted at all. So you'll get not only full access to everything, you'll also get early insights into exclusive stuff that we're working on at ARM. You'll also get some ARM swag, various opportunities in terms of visibility throughout the ARM network. So, we plan on doing ARM ambassador, spotlights where we, do interviews with you. Of course, as ARM ambassadors, I'm pretty sure I would give you the fast pass access to interviews here on the live stream. So if you're an ARM ambassador, once we start welcoming these folks in, I'm pretty sure I'll be reaching out to you individually saying, hey, let's get you on the show. Let's get you on Innovation Coffee to talk about this and to talk about what you're building and get to know your community as well. So yes, I mean, I hope I did the developer program justice. Any developers watching this right now, if you're building something on ARM, go check it out. Again, I'm going to put the link up here. This is arm.com/developer program, or you can type in the link that I have listed there. Go visit the ARM developer program, check it out, sign up, and become a ARM ambassador today. Actually, it's not today. We will be inviting our first batch of ARM ambassadors in January. So right now, the registration process is open. You have all this month to do it. And yeah, we look forward to inviting you in as an ARM ambassador. Now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because the next thing I wanted to talk about is Reddit. And then I'll go into a little bit of a Discord tutorial or walkthrough in a minute. But Gabe, you're up. Let's share your screen. You're on Reddit right now?
Yes.
Excellent. So let's bring this. I'm going to share the Reddit link here. If you're a Redditor, that's the term, right, Gabe? Redditor?
Yes.
If you're a Redditor, then head on over to reddit.com/r/ARM software dev and subscribe or follow. It's subscribe for Reddit, right, Gabe?
It's join
the ARM software. I'm not a Redditor, but Gabe is. And so he's been the one building this out. Could you just maybe roll zoom a little bit in more? Just control,
sure.
Just 1 or 2 clicks. Yeah, that's probably good right there.
Okay.
Perfect. Go ahead. Tell us what's going on with Reddit.
Okay, so this subreddit is essentially going to be a place for all things ARM developer related, and honestly, even just some things that are ARM related. Anything from showing off cool builds that either you've done or that you found on the internet, asking technical questions, relevant news, partner product releases or updates, anything at all that you think would be relevant can be here. It's less formal than all the other avenues that we have for the community, where it's just the entire point is it's not run by us. We will have a little bit of guidance, but the overall goal is to have the community running this. We want the community doing the vast majority of posting and commenting. So that being said, if you're at all interested, go ahead and join up. And if you are the type of person who is on Reddit often and has a lot of experience and would like to help out, we're also looking for someone to help moderate the subreddit. It's not an issue as it is now, but moving forward, as it gets bigger, that becomes a bigger and bigger task. So as well as that, so I do a daily post called Your Daily Dose, A World Built on ARM, essentially where I highlight anything that I found out there that either someone I knew created or just something that popped up in the news that was created that is relevant. So as you can see, like yesterday's post was Brian from B Benchoff created this really cool series of small Raspberry Pi cases that looked like old retro computers, like the E-Machine always updated, the B-Box, that kind of thing. So like if you go through there and click the link, you can see his cool prints. Or AWS announced its new Graviton chip. Or Tim from Tim Writes Code did this really cool candy vault that will only unlock when you do push-ups. So things like this are.
I will never get access to that candy.
I really am tempted to build it myself. It looks very cool.
Yeah, wait, you were telling me about this the other day, Gabe, right? Like what does he do in that one? He actually makes sure that because your arms have to be in a certain position, right? You can't cheat it. I mean, I guess maybe you could do like knee push-ups. I don't know.
So the way it would depend on how you wrote the program. So he uses a Google library, you can see here, called MediaPipe, that essentially, if you've seen the like Microsoft Connect overlays where it's showing the arms, the skeleton over yourself,
Yeah.
It looks very similar to that. And so you can actually program based off of joint angles. And that's what he did. He said certain joints had to be at these certain angles for it to be acknowledged as a push-up. So it looks like a lot of fun, but it was a very clever implementation.
Awesome.
Yeah. So anyone out there interested, go ahead and join. We appreciate it.
Yeah, please join our Reddit. Again, as Gabe mentioned, over time, we really do plan on growing this Reddit subreddit out. I look forward to welcoming in some community moderators. I think it's a very important piece to the Reddit community. Having moderators in from the community so that we can scale and grow this effort. Anything else, Gabe, on the Reddit side of things? There are rules, right? We have rules in there you can check out. Make sure you follow all our rules.
Yeah, the rules, I mean, they're very basic now. We may have to expand them if things go wrong, but with this community, I don't see that happening. So it's the basics. No personal insults, be helpful and courteous, no trolling, no not suitable for work content, and no affiliate or referral links. I mean, the absolute basics. There's nothing special.
That's going to be tough for me, Gabe, because I'm pretty much a troll, like just 24/7. That's just my nature.
I'd hate to have to ban you.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Awesome. Gabe, thanks for sharing that. And yes, Gabe is the person leading this subreddit experience or effort. So if you have any questions for him on this, he's on Discord, Gabriel P. Arm, right?
Yes.
And on that note, let's do a little Discord show off here because I'm just loving it. I'm gonna share the Discord here, bring it in. I got this Discord. Ooh, it's so skinny. All right, I'm gonna make this bigger. Grow, Discord, grow. All right. So, Discord. From the get-go, I have to say, Discord traditionally, or for maybe some of you watching and saying, I don't use Discord, that's for gamers. Discord isn't my cup of tea. Well, Discord has made some substantial I want to say moves in the last year. If anything, in the last year, they've added some really, really amazing features to their platform that basically makes it the perfect place for developers to hang out and do stuff in. Now, we decided to launch this particular server last year. So we launched it last year during Dev Summit. And I think I mentioned earlier in this episode that I was not prepared. I was not prepared at the amount of traffic that we got from Dev Summit. We went from 0 members to like 2,000 members in a day, right? Now, of course, post Dev Summit, unfortunately, since we didn't staff the server properly, this is just unforeseen by me, not expecting us to get that much traffic. We ended up with a bunch of questions that were unfortunately going unanswered, and this isn't right? You developers, you join the Discord server from ARM, and you expect to be interacting with us from ARM and making sure that your questions get answered. Now, this time around, it's different. If you look on the right side here, back when we launched before, there was like one person here. Okay, there was like one blue member, and that blue member means ARM, right? Well, I mean, you can see now we have just about a dozen that are online right now, and there's several dozen ARM folks in the server right now that show up during different times of the day. There's 2 different types of ARM folk in here. So we have just the regular ARM badge. So if you see someone with an ARM badge, that means they are from ARM, they are working at ARM. And if you see someone with the ARM expert badge, that's for the most part someone that you can tag and ask a question about, or ask a question. Now, one of the steps we're going to be making is we're going to start actually adding tags in here with their specialties. So, I know Robbie from ARM. Robbie focuses on infrastructure, server, and cloud. So we'll be adding tags in here to make sure that who you can tag and who from the ARM experts has the specialty that you're looking for so that you can get your questions answered. Now, of course, you have Gabriel and myself up here at the top. Look at us, admins of the server. So, if you have any issues with the server, or there's anything going on that's suspicious, or someone joins that is doing something wrong, make sure you tag Gabriel or myself, and we'll address that as quickly as possible, making sure that the server remains a safe place for everyone to talk about their ARM developer needs. Now, I want to kind of talk about the layout here. Okay, so if you're familiar with how Discord works, I'm gonna flash the banner here again. So anyone who wants to join, it's discord.gg/ARM software dev. That'll take you right to the server. You join it. Now, if you're familiar with how Discord works or not familiar with how Discord works, this is the application itself. You can join via browser, but it should look very similar on the browser on the app. So on the left side, you have all the different servers. And as you can see, I'm a member of, I don't know, 50 different servers. These are folders full of servers. So I'm a part of a bunch of different servers. I actually admin for like half a dozen servers. So I've also been building out these community experiences for other servers as well. But these are the servers. Okay. Now, once you're inside of a server, so as you can see, like right here, I'm in the ARM developers server. And then inside the server, right to the right side of the server list, you have the channel list. Now, there's all different types of channels, okay? So there's text channels, voice channels, stage channels, forum channels, activity channels, and you can kind of tell what these announcement channels, you can kind of tell what these are by the little icon next to the name of the channel. But most importantly, first, I want to kind of talk about the very top of this list. So is our events calendar. And then we'll break down all the different categories and channels inside the server. So the events calendar, we plan on using this quite a bit. Like I mentioned earlier, that inside Discord, while you're a member in there, will invite you to events that are happening directly on Discord. But you can also explore this events calendar and see events that are happening outside of Discord. So this includes this live stream right here. In fact, you can see, look, happening now, live stream, Innovation Coffee, Relaunch. That says we're back. So you can go to the event details and you can see 25 people were interested in joining this. You can see it happens now. It ends at 10. So we have about 27 minutes left, but I don't know if this will go the full hour. It was created by me. And then of course, here you go, boom, click the link, a little bit of information about what Innovation Coffee is. If you click down here on the events calendar, you'll see all the events that are lined up. So this includes the future Innovation Coffees. We'll be adding a bunch more, of course, in the future. Now, another cool thing that Gabe and I do every week is on Mondays, we hang out in one of the voice chats, and we just go about our daily work. And me and Gabe are just working and talking about what we're doing during the day and doing our just daily stuff. But if people want to join us and have a chat, hang out, talk about ARM developer related activities or things, we're there. Right. So we're just hanging out in one of the voice chats and you can join us. So this is a great way to keep in touch and find out what's going on, what's happening in with regards to events. And this could include in-person and or virtual events. Back to the channel lists. So, we have our rules. Every server kind of has a list of rules. If you break some of these rules, some of them can result in auto ban. While others might result in a warning. Of course, it just depends on, which rule it is. Some of them are just a little more drastic than others. The about section here, it kind of lists out what different channels are used for, quick access to some of these channels, and then a list to some broken link that we have that I need to fix, it looks like. And then we have different links to our different areas in the ecosystem. A news channel where we post interesting news that has come up. You can see people are reacting to some of these things. We had an office hours with Zach Lasiuk there. And then we talked about the launch of the new subreddit. Probably should have made an announcement for the Innovation Coffee, but I posted that in the chats. We have a link to all of our social channels. This is really cool, right? Because anytime ARM posts anything from the ARM channels, from the ARM software channels on Twitter, on Reddit, on YouTube, it automatically sends it to this social channel. So by being in the Discord server, it's kind of like you're following all of ARM just by checking out this social area. So definitely worth checking out. It lights up quite often because, you can see things are happening. I made a few edits to this, but things are always happening in the ARM world. And so this is your best way to follow everything that's happening. Another area of this server is the roles area. So here, when you first join the server, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, things you're interested in. You can tell us what type of engineer or what type of developer you are. You can tell us what tags you're interested in being involved in. If you want us to, we're not going to just bombard you with notifications, right? So if you're interested in news, make sure you give yourself the little news badge. And so that way, when news comes out, we tag the news badge, and people that are interested in receiving news will get pinged. Otherwise, you won't get pinged by certain things. Now we have some forum channels. So you can kind of see these forum channels, support, feedback. I don't know why this isn't loading here. This is kind of weird. I'll have to look into that. But support channel, you can kind of see that some people have had some discussions going on here. We had GDB unable to set breakpoints, and then we had this requesting DSP topic. These should have probably been posted, and I think I actually mentioned them to post it in the dev forum. So we have forums that are intended for this. So I'm moving these over, but we're trying to get these questions answered where they're supposed to be answered. And then of course, like I said, there's different types here. Now, different types of forum channels. Okay. We're getting down to the meat of the server here, and this is kind of where the general discussion happens. So we have chat, dev forums. We have a bot channel that, it's kind of a bit of a gamification for your own personal profile. Hybrid robotics, of course, killing it. Look, level 8 already. What do you get for being a high level? Nothing right now. You don't get anything, but hopefully one day we can start incentivizing the interactions that are happening on the server. So the more you do, the more you participate, maybe we have some sort of cool stuff going on. So here is the ARM ambassador chat. We haven't really onboarded any ambassadors yet, but we do have some people who are in here. And I guess this is a good time to mention, which I should have already, but we used to have an ARM innovator program that has been since deprecated. So the old ARM innovators were invited into the current ARM ambassador channel. This is a private channel, only accessible to some people, but eventually this channel will be open to all ARM ambassadors. We have the office hours stage channel, and then we have the developer cave where I was saying I'm in here now. This is the developer cave where me and Gabe hang out on Mondays for a couple hours and do our work and look forward to anyone joining. Now that we get down to this bottom area, you can kind of see, okay, cool. We have just kind of designated topics. So if you want to ask a question or comment on, a specific topic, be it embedded, microcontrollers, servers, cloud, mobile, robotics, all these kind of things, this is the place to do it. If you're not sure where to talk about what you want to talk about, then you can just post directly in the chat. I don't know, Gabe, do you have anything to add to the Discord?
No, I really appreciate that there's a place that we can connect directly with developers and they can connect with us. And I mean, I use Discord all the time in my personal life, so I feel right at home in there.
It's the place to be. It's the place to be. Cool. Well, there we go. Let's remove that now. Let's get back. Let's remove that. So that's pretty much it for today. I wanted to, I wasn't sure if we were going to take up the full hour. I was actually almost confident we wouldn't. I just have to say, I'm excited to be back. I think this is going to be a good run. It's December 1st right now. So I look forward. We'll see what actually, I'm going to pull up the calendar here. What's the first Thursday of December next year? I'm going to call myself out right now. The first Thursday of December next year is December 7th. I look forward to sitting right here again on December 7th and saying, oh my gosh, it's been a heck of a year. I'm so glad we're back. And we've done, some odd 50 plus. It'll probably be like 40 to 50 innovation coffees, looking back at all of the exciting guests and things that we've talked about throughout the year. So December 7th, 2023, we'll be looking back at all the cool stuff. Moving forward, as I mentioned, you can expect amazing things to happen here on this show. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it here. If you look back at the last year and a half that we did, we did a run for a year and a half. If you look back, I look back at that. I mean, like some of the guests we had, Massimo Bonzi from Arduino, Eben Upton from Raspberry Pi. We were interviewing some key players in the ARM space, and we plan on bringing all of them back and more. So join us. Gabe will be here. He's going to have his segments. We're going to figure out what stuff he wants to bring to the table. So he'll have his little. We were talking about what is it, Gabriel Gabs?
Yeah, I did not sign off on the name.
Didn't sign off on that segment. Yeah, we're
No.
gonna come up with a clever name for Gabe's segment, but not Gabe Gabs.
No.
But we'll come up with a clever name. It'll be a fun one. He'll bring some cool stuff to talk about each episode. We'll have some guests that will join us, and of course, I look forward to the demos. Gosh, the demos that we usually have on here from our guests, from the folks at ARM. We'll be bringing on ARM experts. This is something we didn't do so much last time. We were always bringing external guests. One of the things that we're going to be looking forward to is bringing the talent out from ARM, showcasing the cool stuff that we're building inside of ARM, and it is some cool stuff. Demos, again, like I said, code sessions, right? So the idea got thrown across like, hey, what if we just sat down here and just coded something? Got a piece of hardware, one of my boards over here, and then just started coding something. So that would be interesting to do. But yeah, very exciting stuff. So Gabe, any last words?
No, I'm just super excited for what we have in store moving forward, and I'm looking forward to being here every week.
Excellent. So let me address some questions here before I close this out. Okay, I want to just kind of point out some stuff. Hybrid robotics. I'm superbly fast. Superbly fast? Yes. Superbly fast. Can't believe it's already been almost 3 years since I've been a part of this great live stream series. Yes, actually, it's crazy that this was about 3 years ago that we launched the live stream series, and Arjit has been here since the beginning, as well as hybrid robotics, I believe. This question I'll have to look into, Arjit. It's always been an issue, between us, right? Like the underage ARM developers. What can underage ARM developers join the developer program? I will look into this for you, Arjit, and I will ping you directly and let you know. Maybe I'll update everyone on that question in the next week's episode. Ran into the subreddit earlier with my community of 400 folks. Ping me up for moderation help. Arjit's a great moderator, Gabe, so we might want to consider that. We'll keep that in mind. Let me see. Being on, invite me if you're. So here you go, Robert. If there are servers you think that might benefit me from being on, please invite me into them. So these are Hybrid Robotics is an amazing community member. He joins all the communities that I am a part of, and Hybrid, I think you're pretty much in all of my communities now at this point. So that's awesome. Thank you for being a part of those and always, being a collaborative and great spirit. There we go. And then last one here. So Bruno, hello there. Bruno, welcome back. You are awesome. And thank you for joining once again. It is very good to be back. So we look forward to all of our core community who joined us throughout the last year, and we welcome you back. Thank you for welcoming us back. It's going to be a fun year to come. Okay, that's it. Ready, Gabe? I'm going to close this out.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get my again, I used to have someone to do this for me, so I got to get all my branding stuff here in line so I can click the things in the right order. Okay, perfect. Okay. Thank you so much for joining ARM's Innovation Coffee. Again, my name is Robert Wolf. We were joined today by Gabriel Peterson. This is your ARM Developer Evangelist team. We are very happy to be back for this awesome, great live stream series, Innovation Coffee, happening every week at 5 p.m. UTC. That is the time. That is the day. Set it on your calendars. Join us every single week. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like button. It helps us out a lot. Like us on YouTube, follow us or subscribe to us on our YouTube channel at ARM Software Developers so that you can get updates and set reminders for episodes like this and other great content that we showcase. We will see you next week. Thank you once again for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. This is Innovation Coffee signing out. Bye, Gabe.